They started a revolution in how businesses do business, shining a light on data you need and helping clients serve customers. From humble beginnings, can the story of Salesforce reach new heights?
Every year we come out to San Francisco for Salesforce's annual Dreamforce conference. Dreamforce used to be a major confab for everything related to the cloud. But as Salesforce's customer base has grown by leaps and bounds, this conference has become one of the most important events of the year for all things tech, including disruptions that must be addressed by companies like Salesforce so millions aren't left behind by technological advances. You know why Salesforce has been such an unstoppable juggernaut? Because in recent years, their customer relations management software has gone from something companies want so they can get ahead to something companies need just to avoid getting left behind. That's what makes Salesforce the most regal of our cloud kings. Earlier today, we got a chance to check in with the visionary who created all of this, Marc Benioff. He's the chairman, co-founder, and now co-CEO of Salesforce. Take a look. Marc, I come every time to Dreamforce. Got 171,000 every time. It's more. I have a different vibe this year. It seems like you're going less toward trade show, more toward an institutional view of education, helping people.
Jim, 171,000 people here in San Francisco, 10 million people joining us online. This is the industry's largest conference. It's a networking event. It's an educational opportunity. It's a family reunion because all these people love being with each other. This is Dreamforce. And
at the same time, you have a keynote where you're going to introduce a partnership we talked about earlier today. Apple has not necessarily been allied, so to speak, with Salesforce. They've never been enemies. But it seems like that you've come together in a way that the consumer is going to love.
Well, every business knows that their customers have exactly what I have in my pocket, which is an iPhone. Here it is, the new iPhone. It's amazing. And let me tell you something, Jim, that these iPhones are traveling to wherever these businesses are. We have Marriott here today. It's an incredible story. We're going to profile them in the keynote. You're going to be able to go into your hotel room. Well, first, of course, your key shows up right here on your phone, which is amazing. Then you go into your hotel room and you can say, on your phone, and then you say, hey, I want a turkey sandwich. Okay, great. Can you set the room to my favorite temperature and adjust the lights? Oh, and by the way, one more thing. You know, I really would like to make sure there's a car waiting for me tomorrow at 7 o'clock. When you're doing that, of course, you're talking to Siri, then we bring it into Salesforce Einstein, which is our artificial intelligence platform. We use our database, and bingo, we're able to enhance that customer experience.
All right, now, we talked about that earlier. I want to know why now. What happened? You, Tim Cook, talking. Did it take many years? Was this one of those things you just said, you know, Tim, it is time?
Jim, I have Apple in my veins. I worked at Apple in 1984 as an assembly language programmer.
Hold it in your veins, then where's your Apple Watch?
It's actually going to be...
See, this is the thing.
What's that?
Apple Watch.
I put on my father's watch today.
Okay.
I have Apple in my veins, trust me. And it bleeds Apple rainbow colors. And I'll tell you right now that it's so important to us to have this amazing new relationship with Apple and Tim Cook. The ability to bring together Apple developers, Apple customers, our developers, our customers, and to show incredible new ways that you can connect with your customer.
Okay, but I got to know, is this a partnership that I want to, if I am one of the stakeholders, a shareholder, I am going to say, you know what, that's going to be additive, or is this a for show partnership where you're just saying, hey, listen, you know what, nice to see you, Tim.
Well, Jim, I don't think that anybody can walk away from Apple products. It's the #1 mobile device in the world, and the innovation that they're laying out is incredible. And of course, we have many amazing strategic alliances and strategic partners, but I am thrilled to welcome Apple to our family, and all of these Dreamforce attendees are thrilled to learn how to connect these amazing Apple mobile devices right onto our customer success platform.
Now, I think I would be remiss not to say that I felt the most important partnership until today was Amazon Web Services, because you have really owned that relationship.
I love Amazon also. I love all of our children, Jim. And we're going to get to Google too, I'm sure. But no, today we have an amazing new relationship with Amazon. We're taking our relationship with Amazon Web Services to a new level. That whole community of developers is here. Those are the AWS developers, they call them. They're doing incredible things on the cloud. We're cloud brothers, Amazon and Salesforce. And we're going to just show how you can use AWS in a new way. And by the way, the #1 development environment, Heroku, on Amazon is Salesforce. So we're excited to have a great relationship with Amazon.
I've always known you as someone who wants to do good, that you think that corporations, their #1 job is to do good, which then comes around. But can you save an institution like Time, which you and I know is something that's vital because it still wants to talk about things that a lot of people don't know about or actually may not want to know about but have to know about. You buy it, you and Lynn, your wife, I don't say you, that's wrong. You and Lynn buy it. Do you have the time to spend anything, I mean, you have a minute for Time?
I so strongly believe, and I should say Lynn and I so strongly believe, that business is the greatest platform for change. I work on that every day with Salesforce already. Okay. You know, we're building Salesforce that started with our 1-1-1 model 20 years ago.
$190 million for Time. I'm not going to let you go. I need to know whether that company's profitable.
Well, it is massively profitable.
How's that possible? It's a media company.
It's a very well-run company. We bought a very well-run, profitable,
Do they
amazing,
run on Salesforce?
Historic,
Do
and
they
iconic
run on
brand.
Salesforce?
They run on Salesforce.
Okay.
But that's not why we bought them.
All right.
We bought them because that's an important institution that is having a positive global impact on the world and is deeply aligned with our family's values. And we're delighted to be the new stewards of Time magazine. And I hope, Jim, you and everyone else will help us make it a huge success. Because I do believe for Time's success is all of our success.
Well, I wrote for them for a long time, so I agree. Now, when I look around, I do not see the typical crowd that I expect from a consumer electronics trade show or something like that. Speak to me about who's here.
I so strongly believe not only that business is the greatest platform for change, but that everyone has to be included in this fourth industrial revolution. Look who's on this floor. This is every gender. This is every religion, every race, every sexual. We're bringing everyone in. This concept that we have of inclusive capitalism is made possible by Trailhead. You've gone to trailhead.com.
Yes, I have.
You can get trained on Trailhead, but did you know that 1 out of every 4 people who go to Trailhead and get these skills that everyone here is getting already have upgraded their jobs with higher salaries, new companies, new titles. The Salesforce economy is booming, $1 trillion by 2022, according to IDC. That's amazing. That is why these people are here. That's why this show sold out day 1 that we announced it a few months ago. Because this is where you're going to be if you're going to upgrade your career.
Well, a lot of people like it, the intersection of what you're doing, because it kind of, let's say, melds policy, it melds government, it melds diplomacy. Your European numbers are extraordinary. I want to try to understand whether the fourth industrial revolution includes business taking the parts that we used to expect government to do in terms of the public welfare.
When I went to business school, they said, focus on your shareholder, Mark. The business of business is business. That no longer applies. We have to erase that from our history books. The business of business is improving the state of the world. We all know that. And that means you can't just manage for your shareholders, you're managing for all your stakeholders. And Jim, you've seen our stock chart since we've been public in 2004 to today. But how did we do that? By managing all of our stakeholders, our customers, our employees, our partners. And you know, Jim, we gave $15 million more to our public schools today because if our kids are not educated, how do they become part of this amazing economy? We're managing for all of our stakeholders. We're taking all of them into our heart at Salesforce and saying we're going to make everyone successful. This is really important to me.
You have the right to say it because your stock is great, okay? That does matter for Mad Money, but it's also the right thing to do. Okay, so when I look at profits, all right, you care tremendously about profits. I say to myself, he has got to keep everybody who's great here in order to keep it together, but you lose people. But you don't lose people to other companies like, unfortunately, say a Facebook. You lose people to new companies. 100 CEOs currently started here?
Jim, every CEO has to ask one very important question right now. What is most important to me? Every company has to ask, what is more important to me? What is your highest value? What is truly important to you as a company? We know what ours is, trust. Nothing is more important than the trust we have with our customers, our employees, our key stakeholders like you. Trust is our highest value.
Would you ever be willing to partner with a company that didn't have that trust? Or do you like partners like Apple, which doesn't want to give out your name when you buy an app?
Jim, if your employees don't trust you, if they don't like your values, they're going to walk out. You see that in our industry now. We have high-tech companies where their top executives are walking out because it's a vote of no confidence on their values. When will CEOs wake up and realize we're in a new world? We're in a world you have to manage for all your stakeholders, and one of your key stakeholders is your employees. This is the new world that we're in today.
You introduced me to a Mr. Systrom, a brilliant man, started Instagram. He just left the company. People don't leave companies like that unless they feel disillusioned. Facebook is disillusioning people.
Well, I think that Facebook is probably an example of many companies in our industry that are reevaluating.
Right.
Who are they? What products are they building? Are they doing things ethically? Is there a humane use associated with the technology? Are they able to talk about the level of privacy? You know, we have given a huge amount of our power to so many technology companies. That's why there is a discussion now in Washington, D.C. about regulation.
Right.
Should they be regulated? Not just Facebook, but every company. Now, you know, at the World Economic Forum, I called for the regulation of Facebook.
Yes, you did.
Because I said,
that's right. Yes, you did.
Because I said that they lost my trust.
Right.
Because of how they've handled their privacy scandal. They are in a crisis of trust. Facebook is still in that crisis of trust. And so you see those actions by customers, consumers, and executives. Now, they can change. Every company can change. They're not the only company that's going through a crisis of trust. But our industry needs to wake up and realize that there is a techlash happening, and we all need to step up to a new level of ethical and humane use. That's why at Salesforce, we just created a new Office of Ethical and Humane Use that works directly for me. And we're reevaluating every single part of our business so that we can say with confidence and acuity, not just to our employees, not just to our customers, but all of our stakeholders, we are committed to the ethical and humane use of our technology and our products and all of our resources at Salesforce.
Thank you so much, Marc Benioff. He's the chairman, founder, and now co-CEO of Salesforce. Thank you so much, Marc.
Thanks, Jim. Great to see you.
Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.